Hello everybody, welcome back to Larris Reviews with your host Larris. We are back with episode 2. Last episode we reviewed Esther, and which was a really good movie. But now we are going to review Jonah, which I have a way different opinion on. So, let's get started with this review. I have a lot to talk about, so keep your ears open because I have a lot to say about this movie. Anyways, it's really difficult for me to take this film seriously personally because, for starters, this is supposed to be a biblical retelling. 2, there are some parts of the film that are just quite odd. Absolutely odd. Above all, it seeks to recount the biblical story it's based on by updating it to virtually present times, but parts of it ends up being a biblical train wreck, while the rest of it survives in terms of adaptions. It's strange. It also tries hard. This will keep me awake all night because of how much of a disaster this movie is. So, let's get started with Jonah. And boy, here we go. But before we go any further, I just want to go over first. I just want to go over some background information first. The Book of Jonah is one of Bible's shortest books, if you didn't know. It narrates the account of a prophet who opted to disobey God in order to avoid going to a place he didn't like. Nineveh, if that's how you pronounce it. Probably not. The film opens with a road trip to a concert to watch Twippo, who's apparently a singer who they wanted to go to, and 2.5. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not really interested in learning, to be quite honest. I really don't care about this singer. So far, the road trip has been fantastic, with the gang singing famous road trip songs while Dad Asparagus plays guitar because he has nothing else to do with his cruddy life, and Bob the Tomato attempting to drive while Mr. Asparagus Guitar is in the way and is trying to read map directions. Come on, Bob. I think this part shows a very strong manner of tomfoolery. I mean, Bob, let the dude read out map directions and stop driving. Like, you're gonna get everyone killed. Please, stop. Even worse, Bob is enraged that no one is assisting him with the directions because he really is an annoying little piece of poop. Then there's the first subplot. As Laura brags even more, things heat up, resulting in number 1, everyone will be irritated. Number 2, Laura will be unable to use her ticket for some reason. Number 3, Bob's van will become uncontrollable and will eventually crash. And number 4, this is just unacceptable because the plot it just starts off with characters being annoying. Now, the van loses control, causing the crew to collide with terrifying life-threatening obstacles because Bob really doesn't know how to drive because he's a dummy, and they collide into life-threatening obstacles such as porcupines crossing the road and a tree and a cabin in the woods. Like, my goodness, they could have killed a porcupine. What is wrong with them? What is wrong with Bob? Unacceptable. Fast forward to them meeting the pirates who don't do anything and learning the retelling of Jonah's story. The pirates, as usual, relate the narrative very poorly because they stink, and Junior and Laura remain enraged for no reason, and Bob and Dad Asparagus remain fat dum-dums. The story, being a lesson in second chances, is told very poorly, and I really didn't like it. Anyways, let's move on. Even more information in the timeline. Jonah is asked by God if he will go to the Ninevites and tell them about God's love. Jonah, who was big-toed toward the Ninevites, the 9 viddies, refused, and God was furious, of course. And down the path he meets a young caterpillar named Khalil, who has meaningless and dull catchphrases like, "He runs in my family," and a stupid Jonah dull fixation because he's really that lame. Jonah gets thrown off board by the pirates who don't do anything because God was unhappy with him. And he proceeds to get eaten by a whale, which he totally deserved because Jonah is really a piece of garbage, and I hope he really died. But sadly, Jonah got a second chance and tells the Ninevites that they're doing wrong and that they changed their ways, and Jonah absolutely learns nothing because he is a fool. He is a little brat with a no good fat dummy. I'm glad VeggieTales went bankrupt for making this movie because they deserved it. This movie is horrible. Probably the worst movie I've ever seen. I rate it 0 out of 5 stars because this movie is just terrible. You know what? In fact, I'd probably rate it -1 out of 5 stars. It was really that bad. And I just hope that they never make a movie like this again. This movie was absolutely terrible. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching my episode 2 of Larris Reviews. I will continue to make more of these, whether you like it or not. So stay tuned, and I'll let you know when the next one comes out. Bye-bye.